Nearly 4,500 people die from drowning each year in the United States, and that's a heartbreaking statistic according to the CDC. But today we do have Dr. Quinn to walk us through how we can and what we can do to help lower that number. Dr. Quinn, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you.
So why is that number so high across the United States?
Well, we can't explain exactly why that number is so high, and we're talking about 4,500 people, according to the CDC, lose their life yearly due to drowning accidents. But what we do today is provide tips to avoid or at least decrease our probability of having these problems. So let's start with our children. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, if you have a child that swims, if you have a pool, either a private pool or a public pool, you want to have a fence around the pool at least 4 feet or higher, preferably with a gate that locks and has an alarm. And this will decrease the chances of a child wandering to a pool, getting in the pool, and finding themselves in a very compromising situation. Number two, if your children swim, you want them monitored at all times by an undistracted adult that can swim and preferably has training in rescue, and CPR is really suggested if possible. And number three, if you have not already done so, and your child is not able to swim, try to get swimming lessons for your child. And that's something that I did when my child was young, and I'm able to benefit from it now that I'm older and I can swim and stay cool. So to talk about adults, I personally called many resorts around the country and confirmed that there are rules when guests check in to swim in designated versus undesignated areas. And we think about the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo from The Cosby Show. It's possible he could have been in an undesignated area because he got caught in a riptide. That's when the water underneath is very fast, the flow of the water, and an adult could think that the water is safe and get pulled under and lose their life. So let's follow those rules.
Right, Dr. Quinn, those are really crucial things to help minimize that. Is there anything maybe in an untraditional setting that you could give us any more tips for not only adults, but even teenagers and kids? What can we remember to potentially minimize this number of drownings in America?
Well, when I dug a little deeper into my research, a lot of the swimming and boating and water sports accidents occurred when people were under the influence of either drugs and or alcohol. So it's advised 100% abstinence from any drugs or alcohol when you participate in swimming, boating, or any type of water sports, to include the jet skis, the traditional skiing, and or surfing. And understand that when you do this, you're not only putting your life at risk, but you're also putting the risk of other people's lives at risk. And the deal is just have a great summer and enjoy this water activities, but try to follow these tips.
Absolutely, Dr. Quinn. Very, very crucial. Again, what should you do in case you see someone potentially drowning? Maybe you think they're drowning. What are the first steps to take in that type of scenario?
Well, the first step, if you're not trained in rescuing drowning individuals, remember, try to find out if someone is around that is. And what you don't want to do is try to pull them to the shore. You want to try to push them if there's nobody to help you using some type of object. A lot of swimming facilities have different devices on the ground, on the premises, where you can kind of push them to the side. But a drowning person, if you're not trained on how to rescue them, can pull you down in the water, and both people can lose their life.
Okay, Dr. Quinn, yes, absolutely. And what else, is there anything that you want to mention about pool safety, or even like you said, while you're at the beach or on the lake, that you didn't mention yet about, again, just making a difference when it comes to this tragedy across our state and across our country?
Right. So number one, try to follow the rules of the authorities. And understand that sometimes the conditions can change. So I've been at beaches over the years where the lifeguards would say, get out of the water because maybe they saw a shark. People need to follow these rules for the highest level of safety and understand that these authorities are not trying to ruin your fun. They're just trying to put you in the best position possible to possibly save your life. So you can still have fun, but just follow the rules and follow these safety tips and have a safe, fun summer.
Yes, Dr. Quinn, I love that last part. Just have a safe and fun summer. And like we were talking about, in this heat, sometimes the only way to be outside is to be in the water, but as long as you take those extra precautions, you're not under the influence, you have a watchful adult watching these younger kiddos, and of course getting them swim lessons as soon as possible. All those are great tips to avoid this type of tragedy across our community. So